For Messe Day 3. This is Damien. Damien, wave to everyone.
Hello, everybody.
This is Damien and my kind of spot. You may notice that we're not from the normal spot. We're kind of the reverse angle. This has been, well, the day is winding down, and to the surprise of no one, in Germany, people like to, drink beer and all these massive sandwiches, right? But lots of beer, lots of sandwiches, lots of everything else. And so here we are. You guys may actually hear the Google party behind us. Well, in front of Damien and I, but slightly behind us. They have somehow managed to bring more speakers.
That's where we're going to be in about 15 minutes.
That is where we are going to be as soon as we can break in. I don't know if we have enough wristbands, but we'll go call Simon or someone. Yes, we will go find the wristbands to go make it to the Google party tonight. But no, Wednesday is in the books. I realized this morning when I woke up that today was Wednesday, and I had missed a number of people that I said I would speak to on Tuesday. So happy Wednesday for everyone. I again apologize to everyone who I have already missed because it's Wednesday. But Damien, what are your thoughts? How has the show been going? Is it busier? You were here last year. How does it compare to last year?
Yeah, great question. Definitely busier than last year. I think last year we were still recovering a little bit from the pandemic.
Yep.
This year I would say it's hopefully back to normal. Monday's always a slower start as people are coming in. Tuesday was tremendously busy.
Yeah.
Today, just as busy. So lots of exciting conversations.
Absolutely. I would agree with that. So I actually didn't think Monday was slow. Like everyone said Monday is going to be slow. I thought it would be like exhibitors only. I've been to those shows before. Like it was fairly busy on Monday. There wasn't a huge uptick on Tuesday. There were more people interested in coming to the booths and talking to people, which was good. But like today, we did a couple of live builds. Damien was doing a bunch of demos. And like if the booth was bigger, we would have fit more people. And that was wild. And it was one of the major differences that I found between like US shows and these Euro shows. Could you imagine anyone in the US sitting down and watching for 30 minutes when they could barely hear over all of the other noise in the US in a US based show?
I mean, I can imagine it.
But would it happen?
Probably not. Yeah, no, it was great. And even here, like this is a show that is known for a popular one in the APAC region in Europe. We've got lots of folks from North America coming in and talking about the problems. So definitely a long day full of good conversation.
I would agree with that. I'll kind of pair it. We've had a bunch of really interesting conversations about applications. People, pulling open their laptops, talking about the architecture that they're designing, trying to figure out how to solve problems. And I would imagine that's kind of across the board. And there are just so many sessions going on. It is nice to see the sessions going on in booths, outside of booths, as opposed to just the, hey, I'm Dave, this is my single piece of paper. Let's go talk about my single piece of paper. So that is good. I hope that we continue to see more of that as we continue to go through to the rest of the North American shows and beyond.
Absolutely. And, I think these shows, obviously, as a vendor, you're here showing off your product, but that's only one part of it. They're absolutely fantastic networking opportunities if you're thinking about it. Everyone says their industry is small, but I really believe Industry 4.0 is small, and you go to these shows, you see the same people, so you get to know people as part of the community. You get to meet Dave, right? You get to meet our team.
Yeah. I had, maybe a dozen people come up to me today. Some of them I knew were coming. A couple of people I just saw in the hall. I'm like, oh, I know you. We haven't met in person. But you see the name and the badge, and it's nice to put those names and faces together to meet everyone. As I've said before, don't spend a lot of time in Europe, so it's nice to be able to come over to Europe and meet all the Europeans that I talk with on like the couple of hours that I'm awake and they're still working on both sides of the day. So that has absolutely been nice. I will also say that I feel like there are more after event and massive booth parties here than anywhere else I've been.
Absolutely, right? You can have yourself a schnitzel or a brat, have yourself a pilsner, and there are booth parties. Like you can hear Google right now.
Yes, they're continuing to turn up the volume.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely. So I think it has been super exciting. Have you been able to get out? I know you spent most of your time approximately in this exact location.
I did.
What are your thoughts on the rest of the halls that you've seen so far?
Yeah, I did get out. I had one chance to walk around today. Just some amazing exhibits, especially from some of the larger consultants, the hyperscalers.
Yeah.
It's really, I think over the years, we just see the world of IT making their way down into the factory floor. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
And every year, the traditional consulting and IT companies are investing more and expanding their presence in the shop floor.
Yep, I would agree with that. I've talked to a number of those groups, and I kind of am always a little worried when we talk to those major companies. Like, do they actually understand the issues that we have with the shop floor? And there's been a surprisingly large number that we can say yes to, right? So there have been a surprisingly large number that we can say yes to, that they feel our pains, and hopefully that continues to translate into the products. I will say myself, Dave from Litmus, and Simon Floyd from Google, he is their director of manufacturing and transportation. That's a big job title, right?
It is.
But we were up on the stage earlier talking about artificial intelligence, talking about cloud, talking about edge and scaling. And it was nice to hear that, there are some good AI applications that we can do today, but so many groups are years away from actually being able to leverage artificial intelligence on the plant floor.
Yeah, you see, part of my job, I talk to customers almost daily at this show, probably hundreds of customers. Everybody's trying to do the same thing.
Yep.
And even though they're all different industries and different stages in their maturity, everybody's actually grappling with the same problem, which is like, how do I make sense of this vendor ecosystem?
Yep.
What do I deploy to get the most value in my factory floor? How do I invest in something that has a good return today and sets me up for tomorrow? And everybody on the shop floor has something really cool on this trade show floor to help our customers do that.
Absolutely, I agree with that. So now's my point in which I make this shameless pitch on two things. One, so if you are at Hannover Messe, and it seems like every day on my LinkedIn, I just see more and more people that I know are here, and I'm not going to be able to see most of you. But if you guys are here, come visit me at my home here. It's the Litmus Booth. We are Hall 17, Booth F18. We're right next to Google. You, again, can probably hear Google, and we'll be able to hear Google virtually at any point of the day. So come look for the massive booth with the green lights up at the very top. Come check us out here. I will say beyond that, if you are not here in live, you want to go see the Litmus stuff, you can either ask Damien, who has done the demo like 10,000 times at this point.
I do it in my sleep.
You do it in your sleep? It's been interesting to watch the evolution. I told Vish he was going to have to go do it tomorrow. He is very unsure if he's going to be able to do it. I told the Germans they were going to have to do it in German. They are also very unsure. So Damien, you may be here doing the demo, but if you guys would like to go see a demo, free trial, check out central.litmus.io. I think I'm the only person directing traffic there. Batsal told me it existed before it actually launched. He told everyone watching. And so I've just been saying it over and over again, and no one has told me to stop. So until people tell me to stop, I'm going to direct you to the free trial. Last question for you, Damien, before we go over to the Google party, is what do you think the future of the industry is going to look like in the next 2 to 3 years?
I mean, that's a broad topic.
It is.
I think you will, the number one trend probably is you will just continue to see this permeation of, modern cloud tech, cloud compute, cloud storage, and especially analytics. We've been talking about, I think as often as I've heard Industry 4.0, I've heard predictive maintenance, predictive quality, predictive factory. So I think the most relevant trend right now is, companies are trying to get their infrastructure in place where they have all the right tools so they can begin to deploy different ML models more quickly, right? It takes time. You need good data to train these models. So now the next question is, we all have analytics teams who can do things. How quickly can you solve the next challenge? And that's going to be the next 3 to 5 years we'll be working towards that.
Absolutely, I would agree with that. So Simon today made a couple of good points, especially on the quality side of artificial intelligence, right? There are models that we can just take raw sensor data or raw vision data, and they will go learn themselves. So I think that is interesting. It's certainly something that we could do by hand, but it takes a lot of time and effort and skill. So maybe that is an opportunity to leverage just beyond the by hand. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm looking forward to seeing more of what we can do. And Damien, I've had so many conversations about scaling. I'm looking forward to watching people successfully be able to scale, which honestly, the more times I talk about it, the more I realize that we are been fairly unsuccessful during virtually all of our careers.
Look, it's a problem that we were thinking about when we built this platform. So I think it certainly is something that's staring everybody in the face right now. and we're trying to move the industry forward.
Agreed. I think that this has been amazing. Everyone, thank you for coming to hang out with us. If you are here, let me know where you're here. I will come try to see you, or come try to see me in the Litmus booth. If not, let me know who I should go talk to. We will catch everyone tomorrow. We have a Manufacturing Hub Live. We've got a panel somewhere in this booth. We will be live for a recap. Maybe we'll do it a little bit earlier so we don't have to contend with the Google sound.
Great idea.
But until then, we'll see everyone soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.